Alright, hey y'all. So look, because there's not any other shows that's really on right now, I decided I'm gonna do 90 Day Fiance the other way. I've watched all the 90 Day Fiancés, but this is my favorite one so far. This is season 2, so we're just gonna get into it, okay? So I'm pretty much, I think I'm I'm in the middle of episode 3, but I just had some stuff to do and I said, fuck it, let me just shoot the video. Whatever it is I miss at the end, I'll catch up when I do my video with the next episode. But anyway, so I'm gonna go couple by couple and I'm just gonna say what's going on, what I think so far. Alright. So first we got Yazan and Brittany. So Brittany is 26. She is a very, 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 very pretty girl. I'm gonna try to put the pictures up if I can of the couples. If I can't, I can't, but I'm gonna try. And she is 26 years old. She is a model. She's a rapper. You know, she likes to party. You know, she gives me very Instagram, very at the real cow sister. You know, Instagram model type of girl. But anyway, so and the guy that she's messing with, his name is, I think it's Yazan, and he's 24 years old and he lives in Jordan. So off top, we already know that there's going to be some issues here. You know, he's Muslim, you know, of course, not all, but, you know, especially, specifically over there where he is, you know, very traditional values, must be covered, let's have the hijab on, all of that good stuff. And, you know, I don't really know how Brittany's going to handle this. So Brittany ends up talking to her father about it. She says pretty much how she is a daddy's girl because he is the one who raised her. She didn't really say what happened with her mom. Don't know. But yeah, so he's of course very worried about it. And the funny thing about it is she said when he's really upset or when he's like nervous or whatever, he smiles a lot. He smiled through that whole conversation and it was very awkward. He is pissed that she's leaving. So like I said, I'm on episode 3, so I'm kind of just rolling through what happened from what I remember. So I think eventually she has a conversation, you know, with Yazan about when she comes to, I guess, move there, you know, because she's planning on moving there. And, oh, sorry, they're engaged, but clearly y'all know that, right? 90 Day Fiance. Anyway, when she gets over there, she was talking about, you know, how she wants to stay with him or how she wants them to stay together. And he pretty much was saying how, you know, that can't happen unless you're married over there. Like, you can't stay in the same hotel or the same room. And she's like, you know, that's a problem for me. Now here's the thing about that. That's not even really okay. Like, as far as like the state and stuff like that, like the state or the country, you living in the US, you know, can't nobody force you to, if you want to stay, you can stay in a room with whoever it is that you want to. But I can be honest, a lot of old school, I'm gonna speak from my experience, a lot of old school black people, they not having that old y'all sleeping in the same room. They not having a boyfriend? Absolutely not. My parents was together from the age they was 14 to now. And my grandmother did not let them sleep in the same room until they got married, which was very, 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 very long time. Like, to be quite honest. So I've heard that tradition before. That's not like anything like out of the blue for me. But I guess I kind of understand what she's saying. Like, if I'm coming over there, like, you know what she want. Come on now, come on. So I think that's really it. So sorry. The last thing that I seen, how could I forget this? So, you know, she's all nervous about going over there and seeing, you know, her boo. But come to find out, she goes to this lawyer's office and she's like, oh, there's something that I'm hiding and I don't know if his family's going to be able to deal with it. She is still legally married to another man. So according to her, there was a guy in, this is the tragedy of, what the fuck, excuse my language, but what the hell is going on right now? But she knew this guy, whatever, who was from Haiti. He had been living here since he was 3 years old, pretty much grew up with him. They pretty much started going out, I think she said when it was like 17, they started going out with each other, and in a couple years into it, they decided that they was going to get married. And a little bit into they getting married, you know, he got deported. Now, my question is, they were married, so my thing is, did they think that it was like a green card marriage? Because if they was married, a lot of times, like, this is 90 Day Fiance, so a lot of times people feel like people are only getting married so that they can stay in the country. So I'm confused. Like, if they were married, how is it that he got put out the country? And even if they wasn't married, he's been here since 3. Like, that's a whole nother conversation we got to go down another day about reform. But anyway, so yeah, but she said pretty much like that the relationship though wasn't really good towards the end, and how he was really controlling. And so, once he left, she just kind of was like, okay, done. I'm done. Forget about it. But this is what kills me about her. This is what I don't understand about her. She gonna say to her, okay, well, saying to the lawyer, okay, well, how long is it gonna take? And the lawyer was like, well, I mean, if he don't contest it, which not Yasmin, but what's her name? Brittany was saying that he is gonna contest it, or he has been. It's gonna take at least 6 to 10 months. And she's like, oh my gosh, 6 to 10 months. I don't think I can wait that long. Girl, have you never paid attention to anything? It takes a long time to get a divorce, even if people are amicable about it. It's a lot of paperwork that gotta be done. So I'm confused on how you didn't figure this out. So now she gotta take her ass over to Jordan, being a whole married woman still, and sitting in their face, and pretty much gotta explain that. So that's where she is. No, I want to get to the OGs later. Okay, so we're going to do Kenneth and our motto. Kenneth is a 57-year-old man. He lives in St. Petersburg, Florida. All the guys from Florida. We see him, he got a nice little family. He tells us about, his upbringing and how he came out at the age of 19, and how he wanted to be a father. Like, he was on all of this shit early. Like, he wanted to be a father in like the 80s and the 90s, and like got was able to do like in vitro during that time. And I'm like, bruh, that's pretty insane that like even like you was able to do that all the way back in like the 80s and 90s, because even now that shit is expensive. Trust me. Like, my boyfriend's aunt, her and her wife or whatever, they had to go through like 4 or 5 rounds of in vitro just for her to get pregnant. Like, it was crazy. But anyway, yeah, so he has some kids or whatever. And then we meet his boyfriend, Armando. So Armando is 31 years old, and he is from Mexico. So this is pretty much 90 Day Fiance, I think, first gay couple. Like, they had Steph and the other girl, I think Erica, like with the past season, and I think that was like the first like maybe bisexual couple or something like that. I don't know, but they were annoying as fuck. Oh my gosh, I could do a whole rant on that whole season. No neck having it. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. But anyway, yeah, so he's from Mexico, and he kind of talks a little bit about how it was hard for him coming out, especially down there. One of the most touching scenes was when what's his name? I'm sorry, y'all, I'm learning these people. Kenneth, he was sitting down with his daughter, and she was just saying pretty much how he's like such a big support system for her and her son, and how she was just worried about, she was gonna miss him. She was worried about him being in the country, that's not gonna openly accept it. So that was really sad. And then also when we see Armando talk to his sister, and he talked about how after when he came out, she just told him, you got the devil in you, all of that, classic stuff that people say. And how he just went out to the desert and how he just wanted to die. And, his sister was saying, how he how she felt like it was like very surprising because he was married to a woman, and I don't know if he had a child. Again, like I said, I'm not all the way through this episode, but he had a wife, so it was very confusing, but at the end of the day, she was like, you're my brother, and I love you, and I see the way it is when you talk to him on the phone. So, so whatever. Boom, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I mean, I think the age difference is pretty glaring, but 31 is better than like 21. Okay, so I'm gonna give you that. Okay, really quick, we're gonna talk about this couple wasn't really much. Tim and Melissa, is it Melissa maybe? But anyway, Tim's 34, he's from Dallas, Texas, and Melissa, she's 29, she's from Colombia. They met when I'm at a bar or whatever. And you know, pretty much it's just them two so far. We really haven't gotten too deep into them. Then we have Ariella and how you say his name? Beniam. Okay. Ariel is 28 years old. She's from Princeton, New Jersey. And Biniam is 29 years old. He's from Ethiopia. So this girl clearly has a whole lot of money. Well, clearly because she's from Princeton, New Jersey. But point of the matter is she was hopping around the world. Hopping around, skipping around. Probably one of them little girls who was on her gap year. Actually, no, because she talked about how she just kind of bounced around. It must be nice. And she ended up in Ethiopia. Then she met this guy out there. And, you know, they end up hitting it off. And, you know, you feel me? And she ended up precipitated. Sure did. Ended up precipitated. And because she wants, you know, the guy and, you know, around, you know, when she gives birth and around the baby and stuff, she wants to pack her and she wants to go to Ethiopia. The funniest scene, though, out of everything was when she went to that the birthing class or whatever. And she was sitting there talking to the women in the circle about, you know, about her going to another country. And the one Asian woman was like, I mean, because they was talking about epidurals. That's what they was talking about. And the Asian woman was like, well, in my country, you know, like, they don't give epidurals, you know, so women, they give birth like that all the time. She said, but that's why I'm here. I said, period. Shout out to my best friend. My best friend is giving birth in like less than a month, and she is doing that at-home birth. God bless her heart. I love her. God bless her heart. So yeah, so now I think so the episode I'm in now, they pretty much went to the doctor or whatever, you know, and the doctor is of course a little bit worried, and the mama of course is a little bit worried, like, what's going on, like, not what's going on, but like, that's pretty, like, it's pretty dangerous for you to be going over there when you don't know what it is that they have. And the doctor brought up a good point, like, we have NICUs out here, so like, and I know from experience, like, my youngest sister, she was literally born 2.5 months early. So she was so small, and she was in NICU for like at least a month and a half, almost 2 months, almost as long as she was like pretty much supposed to be due is pretty much how long she was in that NICU. And they literally have to, they spend specific time on infants like that, you know. And man, I don't know, I'd be terrified to give birth out of country. Like, bruh, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. So yeah. And then, all right, so those are pretty much all of the new people. So let's get into the OGs. And the OGs are pretty much people who were on the first freaking season, all right? So let's talk about Jenny and Sumit. Oh, this was like literally one of the best storylines last season. I mean, it was kind of predictable a little bit, but the way it all played out was super, super crazy. So if y'all don't know, let me just catch y'all up real fast. Jenny and Sumit. Last season, Jenny, you know, met Sumit online. She thought he was somebody else because of the pictures that he used. Come to find out, it was just him. But by that time, she had already fell in love with him. Cool, boom, boom, boom. She pretty much packed up all her shit, left, went to India to go be with this man. Now, when she's in India with this man, and they got this little cute apartment, point of the matter is he never told his parents that he was living with her or that he was with her or anything. So while she's there in India, this man is leaving her in the apartment by himself to go home and stay there for days at a freaking time, and then not popping up, and then come to find out this man is already married. Okay, he is already married, and not only is only married, the wife's family showed up to the crib. Now I wish they would have had this on tape, but they didn't. The wife's family showed up to the crib and pretty much was about to jump Jenny's ass because they like, no, you're not about to come up here, you're not about to take my daughter's you know, husband. And so it was just a mess. Then they had took Sumit, they pretty much kidnapped Sumit, okay, and they just kept him for like a long time, I guess, until, you know, he wanted to make whatever decision. And then, you know, I guess Jenny said, at that point, Jenny said, this is too much. She packed her shit and she went home. Whew, I got that out pretty fast, didn't I? So you're now caught up on Jenny and Sumit. So now, you know, we see Jenny, you know, she's living at home with her daughter and her daughter's wife. and you know her grandchild, and she's sleeping on the couch, and she talking about how she ain't got shit, she ain't got no money, she ain't got no this, she ain't got no that. Well, girl, you literally gave up everything, so that makes sense to me. And so, you know, so now she's talking, you know, she's still talking to Submit, and Submit pretty much, you know, is at the point where he's like, you know, I want Jenny to come back over here. So now Jenny's dumbass is pretty much about to pack up all her shit and go, this bitch is literally cashing out on her Social Security early, which is only $635 a month, which I said, Jenny, no shade, but as old as you are, what have you been doing your whole life that your Social Security is only $635 a month? Like, I just find that to be very weird. But okay, whatever. Do what you gotta do, sis. So yeah, so, and after they do, when that man did all of that math, he's like, girl, after you pay everything, you have $75 a month. $75 a month. And Submit's not working, which I don't understand. Why the fuck isn't he working? Like, explain to me, is it because of this show that he's not working? I'm confused. Also, when Jenny was talking to Submit, she asked if she could talk to his parents. The parents did not want to come to the phone. They're not here for her at all. At all. So, yeah. So, that's where we are with them right now. And then we got Devin and Ji-hoon. And so, if y'all don't know, you know, Devin and Ji-hoon, they pretty much, you know, last season, they had, I think he was like, came over to America, like he was visiting. They fucked one time. She got pregnant. Now this is exactly how I feel about their whole relationship. I feel like this entire relationship between them is forced. And I feel like that she feels like just because she got pregnant by this man, that she's now obligated to try to pursue some type of relationship with him. And I don't think that that's necessarily the case. When you literally just had a one night stand with him and you got pregnant, that doesn't mean that now you have to force some type of relationship with him. And that's how what I feel. I feel like it is a forced relationship, and she is trying her best to try to make them have a family. But girl, I just don't see it work. I just don't see it working. He's too immature. Like, one of the main things is he's too immature, and I was shown all last season, and from it looks like this season he's immature as hell. And you, Devin, at the same time, you are a little bit too stuck up, a little bit, in my opinion. I don't think this relationship is gonna work. Personally, my opinion, just my opinion. But anyway, you know, but pretty much with her, she's just pretty much getting her shit together so that she can leave and, you know, go over there and be with him. And that's pretty much everything that's going on. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. That's what's going on so far. Like I said, I'm in the middle of, I think, episode 3. When episode 4 comes on, I will do a review starting then, and I will add in what happened with the rest of this episode. All right.